Here's how to edit videos with the YouTube video editor. In this updated tutorial, we'll go step by step through the latest YouTube editor interface and the new features so that you can easily edit or trim videos on YouTube. Okay, so there's a couple of different ways that you can access the YouTube video editor. You can access it from your YouTube Studio dashboard area by coming over to content, finding the video that you want to edit or make changes to. Let's say, for instance, this one here. We can then click on editor down on the left side. That's gonna open up the YouTube video editor. The other way to get there is to go to your YouTube channel, go through and find the video that you wanna edit. So let's pick this one here, pause it so we don't have to hear it play. Then we can choose edit video, come over here again to editor, and we are in the YouTube video editor. So all your options and tools and things are up here in this top left corner. Top right corner here is your preview or your playback of your video. And this will show you the edits and changes that you're making here. Down the bottom here, this is your video timeline area, very similar to what you would see in more professional editing tools. Now we can resize some of these areas, make them bigger or smaller by grabbing this resize button here. We can zoom in and out on our timeline area down the bottom here using the zoom in and out buttons, which will give us more detail or more control over the edits that we're making. But down the bottom here in the timeline area, you've got the bottom video track here, which is a visual representation of your video so that you can quickly see where everything is to jump between the different sections. Above that is your audio layer, which is your audio waveforms, your visual representation of the audio in your video. So if you want to remove something and you can see the pieces where you're speaking or not speaking, it makes it easier to do it by looking at that section too. Above that is where we can make changes to our end screens and also our ad breaks or ad positioning as well. Now, the other thing I want to point out here is you also have this vertical line here, which you can move around. This is your playback indicator. This shows you where you're currently at in your timeline. And you can see that if we hit play, this thing moves along as you play the video. So this becomes important when we're trying to trim sections out of the video. This can help you get really precise with the edits that you're making in here. So let's go ahead and move that back to the start of our video. Let's go up here to trim and cut, and let's look at the features that we've got in terms of removing stuff from our video. So straight away, we get these blue handles that have appeared on the start and the end of our video. So let's say that we wanted to remove something from the start of our video. We wanted to have the video start a little bit later. Maybe you spent some time greeting people to come onto your live stream before you got to the content. If you wanted to trim that off, all we need to do is to grab this blue handle area here. You can see the cursor changes to an arrow. We can click and drag, and we can choose our new start point. So let's just go after this transition here. This line comes across the screen. Right. If we wanted this to be our new start point for the video, that's now being set because we've moved that start point to that point. Likewise, at the end of the video, if we wanted to change the ending of our video, remove maybe the Q&A from a live stream, we can click and drag that and pull it all the way back to where we want the video to finish. Obviously, this is just an example video here, but when we release that, we can now see that there's just white space shown at the start and end of the video, meaning that it's actually been removed, or it's not going to be in our finished video once we're done editing it down here. Now, at any time, if you make a mistake or you want to undo anything, there's an undo and redo buttons down the bottom here. But you can also come up to discard changes up the top here. That's like canceling out of any changes that you made in this session. Now, let's say, for instance, we want to remove a chunk or a section from inside the video itself, not the start, not the end, something from the middle. This is where we want to use that playback head, that playback indicator. We want to go and find the section we want to remove first. So let's say I want to remove this section here where I'm talking about how our office and studio here got flooded. So I want to start this just before that. And then I want to come up here to add a new cut. So if we click on this, you can see now we've got some of those red handles that have appeared. And the first one is created right where that playback marker was. So anything that you're leaving in this red area, this is the stuff that's going to be removed. So we can grab this end one here, we can drag it back to where we want that cut to finish. So after that shot's on screen there. And again, for more accuracy and control, we can zoom in on this section here. But let's say that that's it there, the section that we want to remove. We can just hit the little check box here, and that's going to cut that out of our video. You can see now that section has gone white as well. So if we zoom back out now, we can see that we've still trimmed off the start. We've got this little section here that's been removed as well, and we've trimmed off the end too. Now with this, if we want to make changes to this, we can put our mouse cursor back over it and we can hit edit. If we want to readjust those points, Or there's also a trash can button here too if we want to remove that edit. So if we no longer want to delete that section of our video, then we can remove that cut that we've just added for that section. Now we're not just limited to adding one cut. You can actually add multiple cuts or remove multiple sections of your video in here as well. So let's go down a little bit further and let's remove another chunk. Let's say that there's something around here that we want to remove. Again, we want to click to get our playback marker here. Come back up here to new cut. And again, we've got those red handles that we can move around to highlight the section that we want to take out. Now we can also get more granular or more specific here too, is that if you know the actual time code of the section you want to remove, then you can actually key that in up here as well. So let's say we're happy with this section we want to remove. Let's again hit the tick. We've now got two sections here that are going to be removed. Now we can hit play and we can preview this back. So let's just zoom in a little bit and we want to see what these edits look like. We can click just before them. We can hit play. It's going to play back our video, but you can see that it jumped straight across that section. So this is how you can preview everything before you essentially commit to it and have that video saved. So you want to go through and add in as many cuts as you need. But one thing to note here as well is that you actually can't reposition this footage. Again, this is going to allow us to take stuff away, but not add new stuff in, but also not move things around. So let's just say that there was a chunk of footage here that we'd love to have at the start of our video. We don't have that ability in here. This is where you will need to use regular video editing software, and we'll have some links in the description to help you with regular video editing software too. But again, this is all about trimming and removing stuff from your videos that are already on YouTube. Now, once you're done, you just need to come up to the top here and hit save, but you can see I've actually got an error on the screen here. Element must be visible for at least 5 seconds. Now, this is a bug and it doesn't happen all the time. This is pretty rare, so it's awesome that it's actually shown up now while I'm recording this video. If you are seeing this and you can't hit save, then it's due to the end cards or the end screens that you've got added on your video. So the fix is to remove those before you trim the end of your video. You can see that if I extend that back out and keep the end of the video, that we're now able to hit save. So again, it's kind of a random bug in my experience. It doesn't happen all the time, but if you are seeing that and you can't hit the save button, then you will need to remove those end card elements first, which is what I'm going to cover off next anyway. But I guess it's cool that it happened for this tutorial so that I can show you that as well, so you're not going to get stuck there. So when you've done making your edits, you want to come up here and hit save. Again, you want to cancel out, you can hit discard changes. And at any time, even if you do hit save on your video and you edit sections out, you can always come back in here to the YouTube video editor. You can hit these 3 little dots and you can revert back to the original video that you uploaded to YouTube. So always handy to know that you can always go back to the original. The other thing that we've got in this little drop down is keyboard shortcuts. So if you do find that you're going to be in here making quite a few edits, then these things will definitely speed up your workflow, like having the ability to zoom in and out just using these shortcuts on your keyboard, or to nudge that playback head left or right. You can use the arrow keys here. Again, for more granularity, for more control, and it will help you speed up your process in here as well. So the keyboard shortcuts are really powerful. Now, because this is a live video on the channel, I'm actually not going to make these changes. So I'm going to choose here discard changes. But if we did hit save, this is what the process is from here. It says that it can take a few hours for your changes to apply, but during that time, your viewers will see the original version of the video. You won't be able to go and add other changes to the video until that processing has happened. And again, that original version of your video will be saved by YouTube so that you can undo all of your edits at any time. So if you want to save your changes, you'll then hit save here. Again, I'm going to hit cancel to discard these changes. So that was the trim and cut area. Now for those end screen elements, we can see those down the end here. We can edit and customize up our end screens in here just by hitting edit. Now, we're not going to dive into end screens in a lot of detail in here. We have full dedicated videos on this on our channel, but this is again where for the last 20 seconds of your videos, you can have clickable links on screen to other videos. You can see we've got a link here to this video. We've also got a subscribe button, which is this other one down here. And we can pick these things up, we can move them around, and we can add extra elements in here too. So if say we want to add in another video, because we can have up to 2 videos on screen, we can choose the add element button up here. We can add a video, a playlist, a link to our channel, or a verified link off YouTube as well. Then we can do all of that here. So if I clicked on video, then this is where we get to choose. Is it our most recent video, the best for the viewer? Or if it's a specific video, then we can go and find that video and add it in here. We can pick it up, we can resize it, and we can choose how long it's going to stay on screen. So if we zoom in here, this last 20 seconds, because that's as long as these end screens can show on screen, then we can actually customize these elements to appear when we want them. So you don't have to have them on screen for 20 seconds. You can see that we can shorten this down to appear when maybe I mention in the video, linked on screen is this video or this video. So they only need to appear when we want them to appear, as long as they're falling within that 20-second gap. But we could also stagger these things out. So we could have our subscribe button appear first, then our video creation workflow video, and then maybe the best webcam I've ever used appears third. So again, this is a timeline. It's going to play through. It's going to get our subscribe button on screen first, then one video, then the other. And again, if you were having issues and you couldn't save these things out before, then this is where you want to remove your end screens here to make changes, make your edits to your videos. And you can just do that by selecting the element here, hitting the little trash can, and that's going to remove it. Now again, instead of saving these changes, I'm going to discard them. But that's the end screen functionality in here. Another really cool feature in here though, in terms of editing your videos, maybe helping you remove any copyright issues or something you don't want to show in the video, is you can blur sections of your video here too. So I'm going to zoom back out. Let's go back to, say, the start of our video. Let's come up here to blur. We get the option to blur a face, or we get a custom blur. So if I go custom blur here, then I can literally move this little box wherever we want it. So maybe I want it over my face. We can reposition it, we can resize it, we can choose if it's going to be a rectangle, if it's going to be an oval. We can fix the blur to that position, so it's always going to stay there as we play through our video. You can see it doesn't work on this section here. Or we can actually track an object. So that blur is going to be tracked to an object in our video. Now we can also choose how long this blur is up on screen. You can see here it's defaulting to 7 seconds here at the moment, but we can also zoom in on our timeline to again gain more control. And we have this blur area here. So I can shorten the area that this blur is going to show up on screen. So we could use our playback head here and work out where this cut is, where I disappear. So it's around here. And we can have that blur disappear at that point. And because I've selected track object, it's actually going to track to my face. So if we play this back now, you can see that that box is slightly moving around with my face. So pretty powerful to have this in here. Now we can also add in multiple blur elements inside of your videos here as well. So we've got one here. Let's say we wanted to add in another one. Again, let's choose a custom blur. Maybe we want to blur out for some reason a Primal video logo down the bottom here. This one would be the fixed blur position because that's not changing. Again, we can choose how long we want to have that on screen, maybe till about here. And when we preview that now, that section is going to be blurred out too. Now, if you do want to do the automatic face tracking for blur, we come up here to blur. Let's choose face blur. And this is where it's going to go through your video and it's going to automatically detect faces in your videos. And this process can take some time. So Steven says here, feel free to explore YouTube. In the meantime, processing will continue in the background. But after that's done, you'll be able to select the face in the video that you want to remove or you want to blur out, and that's going to automatically do that for you. Yeah, 0.3%. This is going to take some time. So once you're done adding your blur elements, you want to make sure that you're hitting save to save those changes. I'm going to back out of this now. So we also have the ability to add music in here, as I said, from the YouTube music library. So let's go ahead here, click on this, and we can either browse through the huge library of music here. We can search for something specific, or if you've gone through and you've starred any music in that library, it's going to show up in here as well. So let's pick this track here. Great name for a music track, awful. We hit add, and that's now added into our video. Now, if I zoom back out here so we can see the track in its entirety, you can see that it actually doesn't stretch for the entire video because our video is longer than this track. So we actually have the ability to add in multiple music tracks here. So I could also add in this one here. They all add by default to the start, but we can pick these up and we can move them around. So if you've uploaded a video with no music and you want to come in here and add music, then this is how easy it can be. And with each one of these music tracks, we don't need to use the whole track. We can click and drag to trim off the start of that track. And we can also do the same to the end as well. But what we can also do in here is adjust the volume levels. So right now, by default, these music tracks come in at 100% volume. So they're going to take over pretty much all the other audio in our videos. If I hit play on this now, all we're hearing is that music track. So if I hit here at adjust mix level, we can take this down to something fairly low. And now when we hit play, so in this video, I'm gonna give you a tour of where we work, where we shoot our YouTube. You can hear my voice and the music as well. Now, whenever you're using music from the YouTube audio library, it's a good idea to understand the different licenses for the different tracks. So if you hit the three little dots here, you can see the license info and you can see any credits or attributions that you need to add. So YouTube may credit the artist in this case and link to the audio library from your video, but there is no attribution required. So that's the music. I'm gonna go ahead and discard my changes. We've covered the end screens. Info cards are very similar. So anywhere in the video that we want to have a little card pop up in the top corner, this is where we can add those in here as well. So let's say we wanted to have a card pop up here. I would click on the little add info card. We can choose a video, a playlist, a channel, or a link. So I'm gonna pick a video here. Let's pick this one here, YouTube Shorts, the complete guide. And you can see that at that point in the video, that this video is gonna show up in the top corner as a clickable link for someone to use. So while you can add these from other areas on YouTube as well, you might find that this is the easiest way for you to add these things in bulk. Do all of your cards, do all of your end screens, all from within this editor window. And that brings us then to the ad breaks. So if you are monetized, if you're in the YouTube Partner Program, then you can actually customize up when those ad breaks can happen in your videos. Now, just from specifying these ad breaks doesn't mean that an ad is always going to play there. It's still going to come down to the individual viewer's session and how many ads they may or may not have been served already. But in terms of adding or editing these up, we can either hit the edit button up here, or we can come down to the edit button down here. So we hit edit, we can see that there's been 2 ad breaks that have been added to this video. So we can manually add in another one. Here's again where you want to use that playback head. Let's say that we wanted to have an ad here. We'll then choose ad break. It's going to add one to that section, and we can remove them from up here as well. So I'm going to go ahead and remove that and the other 2 ad breaks that are in here. And if we come up the top here to place automatically, then this is where it says YouTube's going to remove any of the ad breaks that are already in your video, and it's automatically going to add in 1 or more new ad breaks that will be placed in natural gaps in your video. And then from there, we can adjust where they're going to be placed. So if we hit change now, we can see that it's added 2 back in, and we can pick them up and we can move them around as we need to. So if you are creating content where you're letting people know that an ad is about to play, it's not something we've done on our channel, but I have seen it done, then this is where you can make sure that that lines up perfectly with where you want an ad to play. So now that you know how to use the YouTube video editor, if you're looking for something more powerful, something more advanced, then check out the video linked on screen where we look at the best video editing software on Mac and PC, and I'll see you in there.